Is this thing on? We're back one more time, baby, at our regularly scheduled program. It is Blazing Takes. We so sorry we left you hanging a little bit later yesterday, but we ready for our regular schedule time, man. Cut it up, number one show in SimWorld. We are ready to go. This is Blazing Takes. I'm, of course, Rick Blaze, and I'm joined by my everyday co-host. It's an everyday thing. Siege, how we doing, brother?
Oh, we're doing good on this pre-Friday. Back at our regular time. Great time to be. And we're going to keep it rolling with the Southern region here. And we're going to start with a team who just added a pretty surefire top 5 player,
Oh,
at least.
hold on, Siege, real quick. Before we get to that, I got to put this caveat out here because I'm going to forget later. Hey, I'm going to be in the D.C., Maryland area this weekend. I touch down on Friday. I'm looking for a few things to do on Saturday. I leave Sunday. Y'all in the D.C. coaches, players, y'all in the D.C., Maryland area, tap in with your boy. Hit me on the DM, man. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to be at Howard on Friday. On Saturday, I don't know what's going on. Y'all hit me and let me know what's up. I'm going to be in the area. All right. We
Don't
better.
miss out on that opportunity. Don't miss out on that one.
We ready.
All right. So let's talk about the Indy Stripes. Obviously, quite a bit of drama and goings on around them last year. Hoping to get rid of all of that. That being said, they did bring in JJ Hoops, who there was all that drama with Kai Killens, but we're past it. We're past it. And also, Coach Shiragain got into it with the owner early in the offseason, but we're past it. We're past the drama in Indy. Let's talk about the players. Let's talk about their big 1-2 punch. They brought in Dylan Harper. He's a top 5 player in all of basketball if you look at the ESPN rankings in high school basketball.
Yep.
So he's going to be a big thing. 6'5" guard. He can do pretty much everything on the court.
Yep.
And then their second guy, who I think needs to be their guy, Reza Red. We talk about Reza Red. Disappointing season last year. A lot of people think it was because he wasn't utilized in the correct way. And a lot of people think it's because he was just overhyped to begin with. I am the former. I think he was underutilized. I think he's got it. I think we're going to see him climb up the rankings and be, I'll say it, Rick, I think he's going to be a top 5 big man in the league this year.
Top 5 big.
Top 5 big. You can put that in the books. We can revisit it later. We'll see if I look like a fool or not. But
that take doesn't sound as wild as the Southeast Leg take you had yesterday. But okay.
All right. Well, it can't always be a flaming hot take. Sometimes it just kind of got to be a lukewarm take. It is what it is.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
It is what it is. But I think Reza Red is that guy. So this 1-2 punch they have with Dylan Harper and Reza Red, I think could be dangerous. It might be the best guard big man combo in the league this year. It has that potential.
Oh, okay. I can't say no because Dylan Harper can score 20 points by himself. So they can score. If Reza Red gives you 10 points a game, between them, they average 30 points a game.
Yep, it's that simple.
Yeah, so that's not hard. That I can't say you're wrong with that statement. I can't say you're wrong at all with that. But Dylan Harper is a bona fide scorer. I've seen some of the scrimmages, and contrary to B-Run's belief, I do believe scrimmages does mean a lot. Hey, look, he hit every shot he put up. I think he missed once. He's a 3-level scorer, which means he can score from behind the line, in the paint, at the basket. He's a 3-level scorer. And they're gonna need all of it. They're gonna need all levels. He might even be a 4-level scorer by the time it's all said and done. I think Indy has done a good job-ish as far as cleaning, wiping the slate clean. Now they happen to bring in players who kind of have a similar mentality or have the propensity of getting into some hot water. Speaking of Coach Shiragon and JJ Hoops, so I think it's just something in that Indy water, man. It just got people I don't know. But as far as talent is concerned, of course, Dylan Harper is top 5 for top 3 for sure. Reza Red, I'm curious to see what he brings this season. But I think the biggest potential winner of Reza Red being what they think Reza Red is going to be could be JJ Hoops. I think JJ Hoops needs the opportunity to get someone to get him some open looks. I think if you have a chance to give him open looks, he can be a really good player for this team. So I think there's no pressure on JJ because all the pressure is going to be on Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper is your number one option. Reza Red as your number two. And if Reza Red's having a good time in that paint, I can see them bringing the double or trying to cheat over. And that's when people like JJ Hoops can start making some jumpers and make it rain. So I don't see this team being great this season, but I think they're going to be a team. And that's a step in the right direction for Indy Stripes.
Yeah, I could see that. I think JJ Hoops could be the X factor for this team. You know what you're gonna. Well, you don't know anything, but we assume that we know what we're gonna get out of Dylan Harper. We're hoping we're gonna get what we get out of Reza Red. Even Lath Money, who they brought in, he's solid. He's not gonna give you anything crazy, but he's a solid big man. It really is. JJ Hoops is gonna kind of be that X factor. I think if he can play at an above average level, and be kind of that third guy for them, this team could do something. Now, do I know what kind of style they're going to play? The only style I can see is Dylan Harper. It's going to be the Dylan Harper show, maybe complemented with a little bit of dumping off to Reza Red. Hopefully a healthy amount of dumping off to Reza Red, for me anyways, because I think he deserves it, and he's got the chops to make it work. But other than that, I don't really know what scheme they're going to run per se, but I guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah, and they got a few guys who can make a little noise if they get a chance to. And I'm talking about Jarrell Thrash and Andrew Gibson. So let me just shout out those guys. They can possibly do some things if put in the right position. It's all about positioning. I think Yells mentioned on the show earlier this morning. Coaching. That's why coaching is so important on the prep level because a lot of times these players have to be put in the right position to get the most out of their skill set, or sometimes you put players in the right position and they can overachieve on their skill set based on where they're located at. So the coaching is really, 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 really important on this prep level. So this is going to be no different. Shirgon's going to have to really do a good coaching job to squeeze the most out of this orange for this Indy team.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them play and see them put the drama behind them, hopefully. But next we got your hometown team. Let's talk about the H-Town Hoopers. They
Time
had,
for the age.
I consider it a pretty good offseason. I know a lot of people said it was quiet, and maybe Corey Ams wasn't quite the star bring-in that some people said he was. I think it's going to be a good year for the H-Town Hoopers. One, sure, let's not even talk about the offseason. They're retaining their starting backcourt in Keith and Carter, Vincent Magic. Two guys who have played in SimWorld Prep. Two guys who are versatile, great guards to have, leaders of the team. And they retained Tyrell Thompson. Yeah, they lost Payne. They lost Aaron Payne. But Tyrell Thompson was the better of the offensive two. He was better on the offensive side. So you've got a great front court pairing Yams and Tyrell Thompson together. They brought in Maury Washington, who's a big body to back them up at 6'9", 254. And then Bellardi, who joined the team this offseason as the head coach, also brought J-Mo with him, who, look, we love J-Mo, great guy. I need to see him step his game up before I consider him a key factor for this team. He's a hustle guy. He's an athlete. I need to see him do a little bit more before I say he's a key component. Now, all that being said, I think they have a guy who might be one of the most overlooked recruits. He has looked good in their scrimmages. He has looked great, even when being guarded by Corey Ams, who's known as a defensive guy, who hopefully will change that perception this year and show his offensive ability. Almighty Saul. Now, he's 6'5", but he plays well in the post. He can shoot it a little bit. He can create his own shot a little bit, and he's a great defender, along with being a great athlete. I think he's being a little overlooked as an addition for this team. He wasn't one of the top recruits. He doesn't really get talked about a lot, but if you watch those scrimmages, and I know you have, Rick, he looked good. He looked good, and because he's kind of his noted position is that he's a power forward, but he's 6'5", 199. He can play that three position fine. He can stretch the floor fine. I think he's their X factor because you've got a solid front court with Yams and Thompson. You got a solid backcourt with Keith and Carter and Vincent Magic. It's that three spot that's going to kind of, I think, be between him and J-Mo. But if Almighty Saul can break out, this team is going to be a scary-looking team.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've been watching. Of course, you know, I've been watching film on everybody, but of course, you know, I'm gonna watch the H Town guys. And J-Mo, Almighty Saul's been balling. There's no other way around it. He's been balling. He's been putting balls in the basket. Pause, unpause.
Resume,
So yes,
resume.
yeah. He's been balling. And like you said, he's been. No matter who's H. What I like the most about H Town and Coach Ballard, I have to give him credit, and I've seen it in the scrimmages, and I can only assume this is how he's going to run his team when the season starts. They come in, they're running a very specific type of offense, and they're sticking to their gun, and it's working.
It's
From what
working.
I've seen, before, it's working, Jack. I love a coach, whether it's him or anybody. I love a coach who says, "This is who we are. This is what we're going to be, and I just dare you to stop it. And if you stop it today, you got to stop it tomorrow and every single time because we're coming and we're throwing this in your face every single time." That's what H Town looks like they're doing in their scrimmages. And I got to say, man, you got to put your hard hat on. You got to put your hard hat on when you get this H Town team. I don't. I like, and also you got the Vince Magic. You got Keithan Carter in spots because he can be very erratic at times. You have Woods and Pendergast, and you got Pendergrass and Hero. We're going to see how those guys are going to work out with this team. But from what I've seen so far, H Town not playing. And I know it sound like a homer, and I was a little bit am, but when they suck, I tell you they suck. And you know me, I keep it a buck. I keep it Will Chamberlain 100. But they look solid, man. They look really solid. They look like you know what they look like, and I have to give them credit amongst other teams again. They look like they came into the scrimmages with the game plan already in mind. I don't think they're figuring it out. I think they're honing. The good teams right now, probably when I look at H Town, when I look at Beast of the East, who we haven't talked about yet, when I look at Philadelphia, they don't look like they're figuring it out. They look like they're just honing what they already know. That's a really good sign because a lot of teams, when I look at their scrimmages, they're trying to figure it out, and every scrimmage looks different from the previous scrimmage because they're figuring it out, which is nothing wrong with that. But there's something to be said about teams who, in the month of November, has already figured out what they want to do, and they're just fine tuning. And right now, from what I've seen from H Town, they got what they want to do, and they're fine tuning it right now. And that's the scariest side for anybody in the league for teams who are already figured out what they want to do, and they're just fine tuning in the month of November. That's scary.
I'm pretty high on this H Town team. To give a non-homer perspective, I agree. I don't think they got to change up too much from what they were doing last year. Yeah, they lost Cam Jones, but Johnny Hero's a great shooter. We'll see how he fits with the team, but great shooter. Tyshawn Pendergrass is versatile, can do a lot of stuff, but he's
Yep.
also a good
Yep.
shooter.
Yep.
And Kyle Woods, good shooter. So those guys that were like, are they going to fit? Really, what they need from them are to be shooters. And
Yep.
they can do that, hopefully. So I like what H Town's bringing to the table this year. I really do. They're one of the more well-rounded teams, in my opinion. They've got a little bit of everything.
And so, because I know they're gonna be on me in the threads, and so you're not from Houston, and you've seen some game tape. So you're saying what I'm saying. They look pretty good on scrimmage right now. You
They
agree?
look good. They look like they're meshing. The chemistry is looking good. Bringing in Yams and JMO and a new coach, but the chemistry looks good. And Vincent
Yeah.
Magic and Keithan Carter look like the veteran leaders in the backcourt that you would kind of expect them to. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this team. I'm excited to see them play.
Yeah. If Coach Ballard can keep Keithan from trying to do too much, and play within himself and play within the system, and everybody else do their job, this H Time team can. I'm telling you, from what I've seen, put your hard hat on. Put your hard hat on. I can't say that combination of words together. Put your hard hat on, because those guys are. Yeah, yeah. Let's just say I leave. I don't want to give up too much game from everybody's teams, but yeah, they look solid. They look really solid right
They
now.
look good. I'm excited,
They
but
look good.
that's our team for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the final two for the Southern region. I won't tell you who they
Yep.
are, but if you've been paying attention, you'll know who they are. And yeah, Rick, what do you got? What do you got for the people?
Hey man, let's custom discuss. Make sure you guys run it up. If you're following on YouTube or you watch anything, you watching our episode, hit the like button. If you took the time to listen to it, the like button is right there. Just hit that bad boy one time.
Just do it. If you're
Just
not
hit it
subscribed,
real
you
quick.
might as well do that anyways. But if you're watching our shows every day and you're not subscribed, what are you doing?
Yeah, and you got our show, you got Maestro's show, you got the show in the morning time, you got Marcia, everybody's show. Hit that like button, baby. Just hit that button one time. I don't care if you're listening for 30 seconds. Hit the like button and get out there. Now you shouldn't be doing that, but if you're gonna do it right. Hit the like button. That's all I gotta say. See y'all tomorrow.